So we're live, I guess. It doesn't look very focused. Plenty of light. No, actually, it's not very much light. Anyway, so here we are with 0 viewers. Why is it making noise? It's making noise. Double right here. Gotta change that feed so we can ride over that. Anyway, okay. So, save. I'm just gonna do this click. It's not what I wanted. Cancel. Okay, come back. Where's my, add people. Invite people. See, copy. Let's go to Twitter. Close. New window. Twitter. Excuse me. Maybe it says I'm live streaming. That's weird. You may taste it in there anyways. Actually, I just did the actual hangout. So if someone wants to join the actual hangout, they can. And okay. Nobody else is around. I'm going to go to YouTube. Let's see what's happening on that end. Why is that rubbing over there? It's just very obnoxious. That is just extremely obnoxious. It's just very obnoxious. You know, I'm getting feedback because I got my sound on, watching my own stream. There we go. That's gone. And why is the chat not coming up? There we go. Should use Google Chrome for this because it seems to load everything so much faster. Okay, where's the chat? There we go. It's finally loading. This thing takes forever to draw anything. So I really don't need this anymore. And I don't need Twitter anymore. You know what? I'll throw it over on Facebook just for the fun of it. But I don't want the Google Hangout. I want the... This can go away. This can quit. This can go away. Let's not have any windows we don't need. Okay, is there anyone even watching? No. So it doesn't really matter. I want to talk about ribbing your prints. If you look here, I actually have little ribs in there for strength and ventilation. I'll go over that when somebody actually shows up, if anyone ever shows up. Or I'll edit this out. I wonder if you can actually edit the video, a live video. Never thought about it. Anyway, so do you, when you print parts that are structural, add ribbing? Now, I don't know if you've ever thought about it, and I know it's slightly different, but let's say you take a piece of paper, and we use this a lot in mechanical modern stuff. Why is that doing that? What's going on over here? I don't know what it is. It's a splatter. Let's get it up into the fan. That's what it was. Okay, end of that. Let's get back to the important stuff. If you take a piece of paper, that's not paper, that's actually a sticker, dumbass. And you actually, if you look at like trucks and stuff, they're made like this. If you take a piece of paper and you stand it up on end, it has no structural strength. It'll just collapse. But if you pleat it and give it multiple faces at different angles, it becomes structural and can hold weight if you can get it to balance. You get my point. It holds something. It's got structural strength. Can we apply this theory of ribbing or pleating to 3D printers? Now, obviously, you have layers, which is different than paper. But depending on how you print it and how the layers lay out, can you add ribbing? Now, I've been doing it for quite a long time. Not really sure if it's working or not. Just did it because, for one, I always thought of it as cooling. When I first started doing this, this part is 100% PLA. There's not even high-tech like PLA Plus or HD PLA or anything. It's just regular everyday PLA because I wasn't printing ABS or anything or PETG. So I did it for cooling purposes around things like stepper motors, figuring hopefully it'll help cool it and lower the temperature a little bit. And I actually vented it all the way through. There's holes that go all the way through. Now, I also did it thinking, well, maybe it'll add some. Why is it doing that? Oh, come on. Seriously? Why are you being a pain in my butt? So you're not going to extrude anymore. Why is everything jamming on this printer all of a sudden? I know, I put an all metal hot end on here. All metal hot end is freaking a joke. It didn't do it this whole print. Now it's going to start doing it right at the end. This thing is a freaking pain in my butt. This Bondtech extruder is a freaking pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. But please just work. Tired of that thing. Okay, back to the real world. Ribbing. Is ribbing? Hey, Pop-Off Projects, how you doing, man? Is ribbing going to add structural strength? See how I got it ribbed? By adding extra top and bottom faces, shells. Now, the other thing is the reason I actually started doing this, I've been waiting for my new camcorder to come in, which finally got found after a week and a half of being lost. It was down the street. But on a different subject, I was going to do the video, but I wanted a new camera to do it with. And it's funny, I was just watching the Melt Zone, and they started talking about everything's just going to fail on me, aren't you? Why? Why are you doing that? You are a Bondtech extruder. There's nothing that should be able to make you skip. Okay, you got to hang on a second here because I got to pause this here print. And there's a freaking extruder. Hot end. Because all metal hot ends suck when they bind. And everyone thinks it's a great upgrade, and it's not. I'm going back to the blind one. Because all metal does is jam PLA. Okay, let's fix that real quick. Just let this print finish, which is like 80% done. And load. Load filament. And it's going to bind because it's loading it way too fast. And I'm totally sidetracked trying to do a live stream. But that's okay. That's why we do live streams. Have you loaded? You loaded by now. Oh, it's getting there. And kick. And home X. Oh boy. Extrude 20 millimeters of filament. Gluing in. Seems to be extruding. Back to print. And it'll print another 5 or 10 layers and then start jamming again. But anyways, what's up, guys? What's up, John? So back to the main subject. Maybe I'll start over. You guys want me to just start over? I think I'll start over. This whole thing it's kind of funny because it started coming up in other places. A long time ago, I started ribbing prints anywhere it was structural and I thought it needed more strength. Can you see the ribbon? And I did it just guessing on the same theory as if you take a piece of paper and you rib it, it becomes structural. Hey, Minnesota Maker. It becomes structural. You can take a regular piece of paper and make it structurally strong, which just won't work because it didn't do it very well, so it's all going to twist, but it'll hold weight. Can we do the same thing in prints? I've been doing it for years, literally. Don't know if it actually does anything or not. I was just doing it because why not? Didn't hurt anything. It looks cool. And I did it more for ventilation. Well, not more, but as much for ventilation as strength. But literally tonight, today, I started making a video on it. I was going to start making a video and print out a whole bunch of test strips and take them out in the garage and put them on a scale and do kind of like what everyone else has done where they test stuff with, some kind of scale. I have a fish scale I use where I break apart and see how long it takes to break and how much pressure, blah, blah, blah. I started filming it this afternoon, and then the Melt Zone came out with Stefan and Tom, and they were talking about virtual fibers, which is kind of the same concept. And does it actually make it stronger? Is it an easier thing to do? Now, obviously, my method is much easier to implement than the virtual fibers. If you don't know what the virtual fibers are, it's basically taking like Fusion or one of those programs that has a strength analysis, and you take your part after you design it and you put it through the strength analysis system. After you do all the calculations, it tells you the weak parts, and then in those weak parts, you actually put pinhole holes in it. And by doing that, when the slicer hits it, it thinks it's an outside shell, and it'll put shell lines around it, making it not just infill and making it structurally stronger. Called virtual fibers or virtual pins or something they're calling them. There's a guy doing a test on this. Kind of the same idea. By doing the ribs, I'm adding extra shells in height and width because it's seeing a void. Is this going to actually make it stronger? That's what our discussion is tonight. I'm actually in the middle of making a video where I'm going to print some. I'm going to test them. It's very cold out, so I don't know if I'm going to get around to testing it. I don't think I'm going to be doing it in the house. Might do it in the basement. And see if it does actually make it stronger. Again, I've been doing it for years. Pretty much every part on all of my printers, if there is a flat surface with something like a motor or something connected to it, I put ribs in it to stiffen it. And it's definitely stiff, but then I've got, angle bars here and everything holding it. So what's your guys' opinion? What do you think? Do you think it'll work? Do you think it'll make it stronger? Do you think it's a waste of time? Is it a waste of filament? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to print. I've designed a, let's see if I can share the screen. I'll bring up Fusion. Don't need Simplified 3D running anymore. Anything else running so I can save some resources? Nope. I'm going to design basically a stick with some flat surface, just a stick with a hole in it so I can screw it down and a little hook to hang it from and do the structural test. And see if it does it. I'll do one ribbed and one flat, and I'll hook my little fish scale on it and do my 2x4. I don't know if you ever saw that. It's actually under my actual name. It's under the Tom Llama, not 3D printing llama, because I added music. Anything I do under Tom Llama, I don't care about music rights or monetary values or any of that crap. So I put music to it that's licensed music, so I can't ever make money off of it, which is fine. I never wanted to make money off it. Hot chocolate, good. But the point is, can we design in structural parts even stronger by simply putting a rib in it? I think we can. I mean, look, you can see the ribs, and they actually go all the way through. So, what do you guys think? Do you think we can do it? Do you think it's a good idea? Should we be doing it? And again, this is just for structural parts. And Fusion's loading very slowly because I'm using all my resources on the broadcast because I'm an idiot and I got an old antique computer. But at least my printer's printing really happily again. I got to get rid of the all metal hot end. That was just a waste. Go back to the line, heat break 2. Strength test. And what I will do is share screen. Where's my share screen? I want to share my Adobe or Autodesk Fusion 360. And I believe I'm on my 360. So, as you can see, I have a ribless and a ribbed. And all it is basically a stick. And this one's flat. I got a little hook here to hook my fish scale on. And I have a hole here to put a screw through and screw it to my workbench, which is the same thing I did before. And I usually right about halfway is where the edge of the bench is, so it'll definitely break there. And here's the ribbed one. Hopefully this is all showing up. Inquiring minds want to know. No? Yeah. And here's the one with ribs in it. I'm guessing, because if you think about it, when okay, why can't I orient this right? Yeah, I know. Use this stupid little orientation thing. There you go. Now, if you zoom in on this, you can see my little ribs here are knockouts. These are actually knockouts. Now, when the slicer slices, it's going to see this as a shell here and put extra material here. So instead of just being a square across in this line with all infill here, we are going to have zigzags of shell material, which should, in theory, strengthen the part. And we're going to find out. So there's the parts. And what I think I'm going to do is have some other people do it in some other materials to see if it's even material dependent. So if somebody prints a lot of ABS or a lot of PTG, send me a message and I will send you these very simple files so you can make your own. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as long as you print them all the same. And see if it helps. Now, my plan is to print it in like 20% infill with 3 or 4 shells. And go from there. And see if it actually adds strength. I'm thinking I'm going to actually do some also in both the ribbed and unribbed with just literally 10% infill and 1 shell and see if that helps. If that makes any difference having it ribbed or not. If it gives it an extra couple of foot-pounds of strength or not. Hot chocolate's so good. I love hot chocolate. But yeah, I was waiting for my new camcorder here. Let me go back to the stop screen sharing. I was waiting for this new camcorder because I dislike this one. And I shouldn't say I dislike this one. This one works just fine. The video quality is comparable. If not, this might actually be slightly better than Sony. I just don't like the file format. It's Sony's proprietary HAVHD crap. and it's just a pain in the ass to import and export, and you can only do it through their stuff. And even if you take the SD card out and you put it right into the computer, you have to use it. Will only let you do one video at a time, and it's just a pain in the ass. This is regular Canon. I can plug into it. It's got a button here, hit play, plug the cable in. The Mac sees it. When I'm using a Mac, I can download the files. They're all MP4. They're not some proprietary crap that I have to convert when I import. So I've been waiting for this to do the video, and I finally got it. Now that it's found. And on that story, should I go into that story? Sure, why not? So I ordered this from B&H Photo out of New York or Boston. I think they're out of New York. They're out of New York. I know they are. They're on Long Island, but they're really in New York City. Anyway, very good company. I buy a lot of, actually my video camera I'm recording on came from them. Tripods came from them. This mic came from them. B&H Audio is awesome. I love them. I always look for their open box or refurb stuff. They have really good pricing. Whether you buy it new or open, they have usually free shipping. I think you have to spend $50, but any of this kind of equipment, you're spending $50 anyways. I mean, this is just a cheap homeowner style camcorder, but it's a, it's not a cheapo Walmart store one. It's a halfway decent one. Anyway, they use FedEx, which I absolutely hate around here. Now, delivery systems are very much dependent on your location, on which ones are good or not. But here in Connecticut, FedEx has gone downhill excessively in the last couple of years because they used to have 12 distribution centers. They had the main one in Hartford. Actually, they had two main ones. They had one in New Haven and one in Hartford. And it went to, depending on where they were shipping to from there, it went to one of those two. Then it went to your local distribution center, and then it went out to you the next day. It was an extra step, but they got to you. They were local. They got rid of all the local distribution centers. So all there is now are two, one in Hartford, one in New Haven. And it's outside of New Haven, actually. It's in, I can't remember. It's even farther away. It's more than an hour away. And the problem is they send these drivers out, and they have no idea where they're going. They don't know these routes. And the package got delivered like 3 roads down and 6 houses. I mean, it just wasn't even, I mean, it is close. I can actually look out my window and look through the woods and probably see the house if I really tried. But it's like too far away. I mean, they weren't even close. I've had packages come on my driveway to one of the 2 houses on my driveway. That's fine, or the next door. This is like on a different road, on a different driveway, on a side road, off another side road, on a different driveway. It's just sad that it was not. Anyways, I reported it stolen, or not stolen, but not delivered. They fought with me for a week, and finally B&H told FedEx to pony up because, I proved that I never got it. Basically, I never got it. Signed an affidavit. They sent me a note. It was approved, and they'd ship it out the next day. And literally an hour after I got the email and the confirmation that they were going to ship it out, the person they delivered it to called me up and said, "Hey, we've been sitting on this package for a week. We figured FedEx would come get it and, bring it to the proper place. But since they haven't, we know you're local. We dug up your phone number and give you a call. We have a package here for you." I'm like, "Great." So I went and picked it up. And here it is. I was out in the weather. We had major rainstorms twice in the week it was sitting outside. But it was wrapped in plastic. It had a plastic baggie around it, both exterior and interior, and it seems fine. So I'm not really going to cry about it. So I call them up. Not call them up, but I emailed both FedEx and B&H and said, "Please cancel it." It was found. It was way down the street, but it was found. Seems to be in good working order. I do want it noted with the warranty and everything that, it was left out in the rain for a week because they delivered it to the wrong house. But it seems to be working. Don't send me another one. So this morning, I get an email saying it's ready to ship. They're going to ship it today. Or last night. They're going to ship it today. They sent me an email last night that they're going to ship the new one today, the replacement. So I called them and said, "Don't ship it. I got it. I found it." And they're like, "Okay." And they took down, the case number and the tracking numbers and all that crap. I got another email this morning that says it shipped and it's like halfway here already. So you know what? I'm at the point now where it's not like I haven't taken the effort to return it or tell them that not to ship it. So if it actually comes to my house, which it may not, I'm going to keep the damn thing because I've gone out of my way. I've literally spent probably 2 or 3 hours of my time dealing with their screw ups. So I'm getting a free camcorder, and FedEx is paying for it. B&H isn't. I know they are because I put the claim in through FedEx. So they screwed up. They give me a free camcorder. I guess that's how it's going to go. If it actually ships. It says it shipped and it's in New Jersey. So we'll see if it actually gets to me, one, and if they actually shipped it. Wife's home, going to go eat. Well, go eat. Eating is good. I got food in the oven right now. I'm reheating some goulash that we made last night, and no one really was that hungry, so we didn't really eat much. So I got it in the oven right now, reheating. So I'm going to let that cook for another 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'm going to be off. But I just wanted to go over this whole ribbing idea because I thought it was funny. I've been thinking about it literally for like a year, doing a video on it. I've been waiting and putting it off. But I've been designing my parts with it for easily a year, if not more, because everything on that has it. And then I start recording the video today because the camcorder came in and watched the Melt Zone with Stefan and Tom. And here's Stefan basically talking about the same idea concept in a different format, different way with the virtual fibering, but same idea. So I thought it was funny that it got brought up and thought you guys might want to hear about it. So I don't know about you guys, but I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think we should all start designing structural parts with ribbing to make them stronger. And again, this is just basic everyday PLA right here. I actually used this for a very long time. Why did I take this one off? What was this one even to? Oh, this was to that, because I wanted purple. That's the only reason I took this one off. Now I know. I decided that whole printer was going to be purple. And this is like a steel blue. And it's not HD. That thing's all annealed HD PLA. It is all PLA, but it's all annealed. So anyway, that's that. And I think I'm going to kill it after a quick half hour. If it even was a half hour. Unless you guys got any questions or any information or anything you want to add. Yes, no, maybe. Or is anyone actually even listening? Contributing? Wanting to know anything? Or are you just watching it to be cool dudes and give me viewing time? So did he leave? He must have left because it's only showing 2 viewers. And that would be Minnesota Maker and John Mack. Well, that's it. I'm going to cut it off now. Make it a nice short half-hour stream. I am doing a video. I've actually started recording some of it today. Probably this weekend because I've been sick all week, so I haven't been doing much printing. I've actually been off work for the last 2 days. This is the first time I've felt good in 3 days. I will probably print some this weekend and maybe even test a few. And I might do a preliminary testing video and then do a final testing video, if that makes sense. But I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it in 2 different orientations on the bed. I'm going to do it laying flat, and I'm going to do it standing up. Now, standing up, obviously, it's going to be on the layer lines. But is the zigzag pattern over a standard box, is the added zigzags giving you more surface area, which you're giving it more surface area, you're giving it more shell surface area, should help. Is it going to actually make it stronger before it snaps on the layers? And I think I'm going to do them pretty tight. I got to say, this thing used to print. It actually used to print better than it does now, I think. I think I printed this like a year and a half ago. I don't know if you can see that, but it's darn near perfect. The only place I got issues is in here where the supports were. Inside this hole. It actually printed flat like this. And I didn't even, I did put supports on these little nubs. There's the breakaways. I mean, the surface is near perfect. Things over there grinding again. Should be almost done. It's just a stupid little flat frame. Anyways, 1 day delay in my FedEx package. Why are you getting a 1 day delay? Oh, because they were closed yesterday for the federal holiday because Bush died for his funeral, which is understandable. Kind of sucks during the Christmas season when everyone's waiting for stuff, but get over it. I am not the biggest Bush fan in the world, but the guy definitely did some good things. He did some bad things, but like all presidents, they're not perfect. They're humans. And definitely had more respect for him than his son, but it happens, and they should be able to. I don't know if they should give people a day off for it. I don't really. I mean, yeah, he was a president. I guess it should be a kind of a national holiday when one dies. Not necessarily a holiday, but a day of mourning, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna kill it. That was the whole point of this: is give some information, get some feedback. Which I'm not getting any feedback from you guys, so screw it. Excuse me. What do you get in FedEx that you have to wait an extra day? Is it just because of the president's holiday or president's death? Day off? Were they actually off? I should actually track mine and see if it's coming or not. Check my food. It's been in the oven for half an hour. We're moving. The following is an email sent to the administrator archive Tom Studi form with message spam. Hi there. First of all, thanks for this is a discourse. We'll also be welcoming users from the Google Plus 3D printing community, which will be looking for a new home after Google Plus shuts down. Yeah, new whatever. I'll have to read that later. Did they ship that camera? Keep the battery and just sell the camera. Sell it as $50 without a battery. Keep the extra battery. B&H order. Tracking. FedEx. Don't allow. They don't need to know my current location. Scheduled for Friday by end of day. So it's saying it isn't actually shipped. They just create a label, which they may have canceled, which is fine. Anyway, I'm going to end it. You guys have a good night. And I'll talk to you later. See you, bye.